What is going on, guys? Just kind of here bringing you guys back another deck profile, and today we are doing Junk Doppel / Synchron / Stardust. So, yeah, this is Yusei Fudo inspired, and a lot of it came from O3 Wolf and a lot of his content. So shout out to him. But my deck is a little bit different. I try to play a little bit better, like boss monsters, I guess, instead of like the smaller synchros. But I still play the necessary stuff, but it all works out. You guys see later. This deck is really good. It's a lot better than my other stuff. It's come a long way. So, yeah, another one of my favorites. Like I said in my other video, I feel like I say that a lot, but Synchron, Heroes, Dark Magician, D-Link, and Necrons are all like my top favorites. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. Okay, guys, starting off, we have 3 Junk Synchron. This guy is the absolute heart and soul of the deck, along with Doppel Warrior and the Stardust cards. So, if you don't know what this guy does, normal summon him, and then he brings out a level 2 monster from your graveyard. He's how you either bring out Doppel or special summon Doppel from your hand. Really cool card. I do think he should get a retrain though, so he can special summon from the deck possibly. If he could special summon from the deck, I think that would give Synchrons like the jump that they need to actually be somewhat competitive. Because I don't know, if you watch my videos, chances are you guys probably watch O3 Wolf's channel as well. He normally usually goes to top 8 at locals, so, or stuff like that. There's been a couple of Synchron players that have made it to the top, but I feel like there's still a lot to be desired from the deck. The deck is very fun. It can do some very crazy stuff. It can put a lot of negates on the board, but it can be confusing, and you do need to learn the deck, but it doesn't play through hand traps all that well, and it's easy to misplay. So, but yeah, I just feel like Junk Synchron being able to normal summon from like the hand, deck, or graveyard would be like super beneficial, and just not quite broken enough to get the to like be unfair, but the deck just needs a little extra oomph, you know what I mean? 2 Stardust Synchron, 1 Stardust Trail, and 1 Stardust Illumination. This is probably gonna get bumped up to 3. Because this is a really good card. It's not bad to see it in your hand at all. Normal summon it. Play this. Sometimes what's really funny is if I have this and I can get it out on the field, I'll tribute it to bring itself out from my hand or something. Or if I have it in my hand and I bring it out with Junk Speeder, most of the time I end up discarding it for something or something like that, and then just tribute it, bring itself out, and then Stardust Trail's effect triggers to bring itself out. Stardust Trail is really cool because you can use her to go into Excel Synchron, and then you get another level a level 1 token off of her. So yeah, it helps to go into a lot of bigger synchros and stuff like that. But like I said, Stardust Synchron is probably going to get bumped up to 3. And I want this deck to be more Stardust oriented than Junk Doppel anyway. Because I just love Stardust Dragon. So, yeah. 3 Doppel Warrior. Obviously, this is a Junk Doppel deck / Stardust deck. So yeah, Doppel Warrior, when a monster is special summoned from the graveyard, he special summons himself from your hand. So a lot of the time what you do is you'll go into Chaos Ruler, and then you'll mill 5 cards, and if you hit this, you can normal summon Junk Synchron, bring him out, and then go into Junk Speeder, and then bring out 3 tuners or something like that. And then when he's used for a synchro summon, he gives you two level 1 tokens on the field. So kind of splits himself in half, you know, turns himself into 2 monsters plus your synchro monster. So Really like this guy. I wish it was an if effect. Like I said, I think Doppel Warrior could also use some kind of a retrain, or if you get more ways to like search him out and stuff like that. The deck just needs, like I said, like boosting consistency. Junk Converter. This is another consistency card. You ditch him and another tuner, and then like 9.9 out of 10 times you'll add Junk Synchron. The full combo with this guy is to have him, um, Doppel Warrior, and then like any tuner or like a hand trap or something. Ditch him, or like even if you have Stardust in your hand and him, ditch him and Stardust, add Junk Synchron, bring him out, and then bring a Doppel Warrior out, and then go into your place from there. But yeah, this is a great card, and you should definitely run it at 3. It just got reprinted, so it's mad cheap. But yeah, great card. One Synchron, Synchron Carrier. This actually might get bumped up to 2, not 3, just 2, because it does come up a lot to actually like see use. So it's pretty cool. So when you normal summon him, you can normal summon another Synchron monster on top of your normal summon to get him out. So you play him, and then you can play like Junk Synchron or whatever else you need, Stardust Synchron, that kind of type of deal. And then if another Synchron monster is used as Synchro material, he brings out a level 2 token onto the field. So this deck loves to generate tokens and use them to go into Synchro monsters, which is another reason I've thought about putting Brave into here and bumping the deck up to like 45, 50, and then probably 50, and then just run a couple hand traps. But yeah, I definitely say run 1, if not 2 of these guys. 2 Claw Crow. Again, this might get bumped up to 3 because a lot of your monsters are dark. So being able to bring this guy out is really dope. I know it seems kind of silly and stuff, and people are like, oh, if you have to use this, then you're already in a bad position. But it's not really the case, because like you run so many darks, like, and then you run this. It's another level to extender. It's not bad at all. So like if it's in your hand and you can get a dark monster out, it's free, just straight free. So yeah, I'd say might get bumped up to 3. If you don't like it, keep it at 2. But I definitely wouldn't cut it or run it any less than 2. It's a great extender, in all honesty. One Flurry Synchron. This is a Synchron you can cut. I run it because I really like all Yusei's cards, and he does come up sometimes. If you use him for Synchro material, he can special summon a level 2 monster from your hand. So if you don't special summon anything from the graveyard, or like you draw on a Doppel later, he can bring out Doppel if you use him for material. But you can also bring him out with Junk Synchron. So, or not Junk Synchron, Junk Speeder. So when you bring out all your monsters, you bring him out as well. And then he actually helps you go into Crystal Wing. So, yeah, if you don't like it, you can cut it. I might actually cut him. I'm not entirely sure yet. 3 Dawnwalker. I finally decided to put him in because, like, I've always known the worth of this card. Can't forget the Fire Ant either. I just, like, I didn't want to spend, like, $11 to $15 on each copy, especially when I knew it was getting reprinted in Ghost from the Past 2. So, yeah, especially now that it's been reprinted, I definitely say run this at 3. This is your main way to go into Chaos Ruler. So you bring him out, go into Chaos Ruler, and then Chaos Ruler can extend your plays. Like, this guy, he extends so much. After putting him in, it made the deck so much better. Like, the available plays to you just open up so much, like, through going to Chaos Ruler and then milling a couple cards, and like it just makes so many different things live. It's great. 1 Jet Synchron and 1 Cyber Synchron. You always run this at 1. This comes up all the time, and then a lot of people cut this and then decided to put it back in. It's great graveyard defense. Because if a monster in the extra deck zone is going to get destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead. So when you mill this off of Chaos Ruler, it's really great because you mostly use Jet Synchron for your level 1 because he can recycle himself. One Destrudo, he also helps a lot because his level manipulation goes a long way, and he's a free summon like at any point. And this is another great card to mill off of Chaos Ruler. One Turbo Booster because I wanted more level 1s. I'm going to find room for either 2 more Turbo Boosters because I just like Turbo Booster. I think he's cool. And then, Jester or whatever it is, like Jester Clown or the level 1 Clown card that a lot of people play, but I don't like Clowns. I like him better, but the Clown card is better. One Tenyi Spirit Mapu and Tenyi Spirit Sheen Shithana, Shithana, I guess. Anyway, these guys are dope extenders when you have them in your opening hand, or if your board gets broken, or even if this is another reason I thought about playing the Brave token, because if you control no effect monsters, they bring themselves out. But they're cool little extenders. If I were to cut something for more level 1s, it'd probably be these 2 guys, but I say to give it a shot. One Mare Super Brick. I thought about changing the extra deck up so I can cut this, but it does come up a lot, but it also comes up in my hand a lot or milled a lot, so it kills it and makes it unplayable. But like when it does pop off, it's super helpful. So 3 hand traps. This can be any 3 hand traps you want. I just wanted to show examples. A lot of people like to like give me a hard time for showing this because they think I'm actually running this in a duel. I'm not. Like, I don't take this into a duel and be like, oh, I have 3 random hand traps. No, I would either make this all Ashes, like all Dark Ruler No Mores, or like all Ogres, something like that. But I would not take this into like an actual like play setting with 3 just completely different random hand traps and not knowing which one's gonna come up. So this is just an example to show like 3 different ones you can play and different options. So moving on, 3 Synchro Overtake, best spell card in the deck, adds or special summons a Junk Synchron. That's really the only thing you use it for, is to bring him out and recycle it. 3 Tuning. This is really good. Some people cut it. Might actually cut it down to 2, but I cut it completely, but I missed the searching. So you play this, you add Junk Synchron to your hand, and then you mill the top card off your deck, or send it to the graveyard. I actually tend to hit Doppel Warrior with this a lot, so I'll add Junk Synchron, send Doppel Warrior just by a total chance, or Junk Converter too. Actually happens a lot, which is the greatest feeling. And then you just bring it out and go into plays like there. So I'd recommend running this at probably like 2 to 3. If you absolutely hate it and it doesn't work for you, you could cut it, try running more hand traps. But like I said, consistency, so I feel like running 3 is good. 1 Magical Midbreaker Field to try and disrupt your opponent and keep them from disrupting your board. 1 Rhoda to help search your like Junk Synchron, Junk Converter, Doppel Warrior, that type of stuff. Called by the Grave because we like our stuff to go through. Monster Reborn because reborning stuff is cool. And 1 Foolish Burial because it dumps whatever you need, like Destrudo. If you want to play Snow, you could do that. You can dump any level 2 that you want to bring out, like Junk Converter or Doppel Warrior, that type of a deal. So anyway, that does it from the main deck. For the extra deck, we play 1 Celestial Double Star Shaman. What this guy does is when he or she is synchro summoned, they special summon up to 4 level 2 or lower non-tuner monsters. So you bring this out like towards the end of the combo, and then bring back like Doppel Warrior, Junk Converter, stuff like that. But yeah, this is a great card. This is one of the cards I deemed that was like super necessary. Cupid Pitch, this is another card I tried to like do without, but like the level manipulation came up a lot, like the going to the level 4 and being able to manipulate, especially with the bigger boss monsters that I run in this deck. This comes up even more often, so I just felt like it was super duper necessary. The one Junk Warrior, this is to go into, not to go really to go into, but to use with your Synchro Overdrive. You can use this sometimes if you have the right setup to Synchro Climb, or if you have no other plays, you get Ash, that type of deal. Then you can go into him, but you don't really go into him a whole lot. He's just for the Synchro Overtake. One Excel Synchro, I use this guy a lot. His level manipulation comes up all the time. And I usually end up going to him through Jet Synchron and Stardust Trail. And then Stardust Trail will bring out a Stardust token because we went for a Synchro monster. One Hyper Librarian, this is also a super staple because it draws every time that you Synchro. And he's a generic level 5, 2400 attacks, not too bad either. And then a little bit of spice is double Junk Speeder. You could cut one of these and run a different boss monster, or you could run the level 3 machine type. I forget what it's called. But I run 2 of these in case one gets hand trapped, and then I can still go in the other and get the effect off. It won't be as effective, but it's still something I can do, or just like or just like it's something that I can do as an option. It does actually come up, and to go into higher synchros, I felt like I need a level 5. If you watch some of my other Junk Doppel Stardust type of videos, you see I was running like TG Power Gladiator or whatever he was, but the second Junk Speeder actually works a lot better in my opinion. One Charge Warrior, I tried to cut this, but it came up way too often, being able to go into a level 6. Plus, he helps you climb into like Crystal Wing, and he also helps you draw, so it's an extra draw on top of TG Hyper Librarian. One Yazi, I've considered cutting this for shooting Riser just to get Mare out of the deck, because as great as the Yazi and Mare play is, Mare bricks like hell. Like, it seems like every single time I play the deck, Mare either ends up in my hand or milled into the graveyard off of Chaos Ruler anyway. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. Like, yeah, I can go into Yazi and stuff, but like, I'm kind of stuck if I don't have my Mare. Like, it kills the combo. Shooting Riser, you wouldn't really have that issue, and you could dip something into the graveyard that you could use like Cyber Synchron to protect something in the extra monster zone. Probably not going to take it out because the Mare play, when it does come up, it's super useful and it's a super great extender, and Yazi is just a really, really good synchro monster for the deck. Stardust Dragon, I just have this in here because it's a Stardust deck. This should be Chaos Ruler, so cut this out, put in Chaos Ruler. I didn't feel like swapping it out. I just like Stardust Dragon. One Crystal Wing, like I said, typically you either use a level 5 and a level 3, or if you have Flurry Synchron out on the field, you can go into Charge Warrior, draw a card, and then go into Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing's a great card. Just a really, really, really good card. And then this is a little bit techie. One Virtual World QB. So this basically makes everything get banished, and then instead of sent to the graveyard, it's a Dark Law for both sides of the field. But when it does battle damage to your opponent's life points, you can add two banish cards back to the graveyard. You usually end up doing that, like summoning this guy like the very end of the turn, so that way he doesn't really affect you too much, and then your opponent really takes the brunt force of it. One Leo, Keeper of the Trees. This should be Baron de Fleur, or however you say that. I'm just not spending $100 on a card, and I haven't seen any of the Synchro, whatever, the Synchro Storm, or whatever the set is that he comes in. So yeah, replace this with Baron. One Satellite Warrior. This guy is also like an Excel Synchro. You go into him usually off of like your Chaos Ruler, or even Crystal Wing if you absolutely have to, but very, very rarely, usually off of him. Or even a level 4 and Charge Warrior. For the last Synchro monster, I'm running Cosmic Blazar Dragon. I used to run Shooting Quasar and Shooting Star on top of him as well, just in case I was going second. But like I needed the extra deck space because as a combined force, they took 2 spots up, and like it just didn't really work. It didn't come up enough that it justified not having more synchro monsters to go into and having more variety. I would cut the the Satellite Warrior for I was thinking the Cyber, or the Psychic and or Psychic Gamma Punisher, or whatever the new synchro is, the level 11 3500 attack. I thought about swapping him out with that, and just stuff like that. Or even swapping him out for the Metal Marcher. That's the one I was thinking of earlier, the level 3 machine. Or even swapping out for Hot Red. Like I said, this Stardust Dragon is supposed to be Chaos Ruler. There's a lot of different things you can do. There's different level 9s you can play. Like you play Croc instead of QB. I just thought QB was a really good choice. But yeah, the extra deck you can kind of like play around with and see what bigger boss monsters you want. Cosmic Blazar, I know he takes a lot of resources, but he's just so freaking good, and he's such an Omni-Negate. Satellite Warrior destroys so much on the field and gains 1000 attack. That was my cat, sorry. He just did that and then ran off. And then, like I said, this is supposed to be Baron. And then this is kind of where it gets a little techie. Chaos Ruler should definitely stick in, like I said. Charge Warrior you could kind of play around with too, but there's a little bit of playroom. Anyway, sorry to keep dragging this out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Here is my outro. Okay guys, so that was my Synchron Junk Doppel Stardust deck profile. So hope you guys liked it. As always, let me know what you guys thought down in the comments. Anything you guys want to change. Yeah. I'd love to hear from you guys. Not much else to say. This deck can be competitive. It just takes the right pilot, and it's easy to get confused with the deck. So just practice, and yeah, you just gotta know. I would say it's even more complex to learn than Dragon Link to an extent, because there's so many different routes within the same combo that you can do. But yeah, just keep practicing, find what works for you, find the extra deck that works for you, and just learn the deck like the back of your hand. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.